Hello and welcome to this week's vlog from Maddisons. Well, 2 weeks in after a slight easing of restrictions on what us agents can do, certainly returning back to viewings and valuations. And all the data is showing that the market is bouncing back. We recorded an uplift of almost over 100% of registration of new buyers in the week after the easing of those restrictions on the 13th of May to the week before. So buyers certainly keen to return to the market. Sellers were getting lots of valuation requests as well, which we're doing either virtually or in person. But still certainly buyers reticent to do viewings. I would say we're running at around 30% of the normal viewing levels that we do. Now, partly that's because we have very strict guidelines to follow on how we can do viewings and with who. And also because we're moving much more to a virtual viewing area. So we do have virtual viewings to show people now, which I'll come to in a minute. But also clearly evidence that buyers are still a bit nervous to get out there and really start an active property search at the moment. Many people have been hunkering down at home, and it can feel nervous stepping out of your door for the first time and seeing face masks and gloves worn on lots of people that you will meet. So virtual viewings are really great step forward for our industry for so many reasons. The industry has been lobbying Rightmove quite a lot recently and wanting to get online videos onto the portal. It's felt that unless Rightmove had the facility to show those videos, they're never really going to take off. And it's taken this crisis for Rightmove to address that. So great that there is now a facility. You'll see when you go onto a Rightmove listing, it will say online listing, online viewing available. And you can then click into that property and there is a virtual tour property which you can click on and have a nice virtual viewing. But the ways those virtual viewings are taking are very different. Some are in the kind of doll's house style. So it's like you have a kind of a 3D or 4D perspective of the floor plan. You can click around it. Some, I don't think they're videos at all. They're just kind of jiggering around some photos going from one angle to the other. That for me is not a virtual viewing. It doesn't give you a sense of the layout of the property at all. Others are doing guided walkthroughs whereby nice music is playing. But the decision we've taken on the virtual viewings that we are doing is that they are presenter-led, mainly by me at the moment. That certainly won't be the case when all my staff are back. You'll see a variety of faces on our viewings, and I do them as if I'm doing a viewing with you. So I tell you about how long the owner's been there, why they're moving, what they've loved about living there, what we love about the property, how old the boiler is, which way the garden faces. So you get as close to a proper viewing as possible. And that's because we need virtual viewings to work, to really step forward with reasons why we've been lobbying for them. Firstly, from our perspective as an estate agent, we only sell at about 3% of the viewings we do. So 97% of them don't result in offers. That's a lot of effort and cost for an agent. And maybe we could start to put our fees down if we weren't investing so much time and money in all those viewings that don't lead to anything. But also for a seller, they're great news. The hassle of clearing up and tidying out for a viewing is immense, especially if you've got young children or elderly relatives. It's an absolute pain. So if we can get rid of some of that first pain for a first viewing, which doesn't lead anywhere, or might be where someone's getting an idea of the area and properties, then that's all good news. So I'm thrilled. We've got all our virtual viewings now up on the website for where owners have been happy for us to go in and record. So do please take a look at them. And a final figure just regarding Tunbridge Wells and how we're doing specifically in TN postcode. This Rightmove heat map will show you what I've been saying about those inquiry levels being up and high, and certainly translating into hopefully more viewings as lockdown eases. So if you're thinking of selling, we can deal with the virtual viewings, and there's evidence that there's activity out there. But one new instruction we do have for someone who is going to sell in this current time, it's a lovely property that we've got right in the centre of the town, a really contemporary building. And you understand the benefit of that when you're inside. So it's a beautiful, light, contemporary space. It's our 2 to 3 bedroom penthouse apartment. It's got its own private garden, a very secluded garden as well, roof terrace area, which is very generous, and 3 parking spaces plus storage down there as well. We're going to be listing it at a guide price of 890,000, so it'll be up on the website now at the virtual tour to look at. Please do go and have a look if you've got any interest in that. And finally, just to quickly let you know, I've just posted a blog on my website. It's all about gardens. We're seeing that a lot with our buyer registrations at the moment. They want properties with gardens. This current period has shown us how important the garden is. And so I just want to give you a list of things to consider if suddenly you're putting a garden as top of your list of what you want for your property. So I hope that's of interest. Have a lovely week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.